Hi, have you ever been in trouble? My parents purchased a house down the coast at a place called Sussex Inlet, and one weekend they decided to go there with all the boys from Roma. At this stage, however, Peter, my elder brother, and I were allowed to stay at home to study because exams were the next week, and we both had hot dates. Oh, no, I mean, we both had social commitments that Saturday night. My father, as always, read us the Riot Act prior to leaving.
Now, boys, don't waste your time. Study hard and keep the house tidy for Mother.
About lunchtime the next day, I went outside after a morning of studying to enjoy the sunshine, listen to the sound of the Saturday lawnmowers, and soon I was joined by my big brother Peter.
Hey, guess what, Mike?
Hey, what do you think of the beard? I know it looks pretty poff, but, he was at university at the time and he grew a beard and it did look, well, pretty poff.
Hey, guess what, Mike? I found my old bow and arrow set.
You've been in Mum's confiscation cupboard. You see, sometimes we boys would find or purchase something that we thought was great, but when our mother saw it, she would say,
What were you thinking? It's too dangerous. It's going in the confiscation cupboard.
Years ago, my brother had been given a bow and arrow set. The arrows had rubber suction caps on the end for safety. But my brother, with a sudden rush of blood to the brain, went and raided his piggy bank and purchased a real live arrow with a sharp, pointy end. He convinced my foster brother, Stephen, to stand with an apple on his head. But there was a mishap. Thankfully, not like that. It was with a rubber suction cap one.
What were you thinking? It's too dangerous. It's going in the confiscation cupboard.
But now that we had found them, well, we had to try it out.
I upturned the garbage bin in order to find a suitable target.
An old Milo tin looked like the perfect recipient for the deadly projectile.
I put it down on the ground
As the target. Everything seemed safe enough. Unfortunately, my brother's aim was not exact. The arrow skimmed the side of the Milo tin, ran along the ground and lodged into the side of the Clark above ground swimming pool.
Here is a picture of the pool in happier days.
It doesn't look too bad. Let me pull it out.
The next hour was spent trying to plug that leak. But after some time, both wet and covered in mud, we left the sodden backyard, my brother telling me it would be easier to fix it when the pool had actually emptied. I returned to my studies. Later that evening, my brother came in and said,
Hey, want some freshly baked bread? Hey, follow me.
I followed him to the kitchen. The Kenwood mixer was still smoking. Obviously the motor was underrated to mix dough. The floor was covered in flour and bare footprints. Peter had determined that it was much more easier and efficient to knead the dough with one's bare feet on the floor than to strain one's arms on the kitchen bench. I decided he needed help. A couple of loaves later, we had perfected the process, but at the cost of creating a cleaning job that would no doubt take hours. Hours we didn't have. Our social engagements for Saturday night were all important. We left the mess with the plan that we would clean it all up on Sunday morning. Down at Sussex Inlet, however, the weather had turned bad.
The weather's not looking good. We might as well go back home. If we leave now, we'll be able to have a good night's rest and be ready to go to church on Sunday.
They came in the back way. When they saw the overturned garbage bin, they thought it might have been the dog next door. When their feet got stuck in the mud, their minds started to race. And when they entered the kitchen, my brother and I, well, we were dead meat. And to make things worse, for me, I was the first one home. We had been given a responsibility.
Now, boys, don't waste your time. Study hard and keep the house tidy for Mother.
We failed. Jesus told us a story similar to mine. His was about a landlord who left his servant in charge. The servant was as useful as my brother and I. He finished the story by saying, "Watch therefore, for you do not know what hour your Lord does come. And for this reason you also must be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour when you do not think he will." If the Lord were to return tomorrow, would you be ready? It's my prayer that you and I will be ready for when Jesus returns. To be ready means letting Jesus clean up your act. Make Jesus your boss and be his follower. Want to know how to do that? Well, send me a message in the comments below. God bless.